You don't need to go viral or burn out posting on social media to make your first $500 selling digital products. In fact, last month I made over $15,000 from digital products, and none of those sales came from social media. But here's the problem. There are way too many make 10K a month online videos on YouTube that skip over the actual first steps that beginners need to take to make their first real $500 in sales. And so in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what digital products to sell, where to sell them, and how to get people to buy, even if you're just starting from scratch and you're a complete beginner. Let's start with how to choose what digital product to sell. This first step is so important because if you don't get it right, nothing that you do afterwards will matter. And it's the exact reason why I didn't make any money for my first 6 months selling digital products. I was creating random Etsy products, posting all of the time, like every day on social media. I was completely burned out. I was frustrated. I was crying a lot, and I was so close to giving up so many times. I thought I was doing everything right, but I'd skipped the most important part, which is knowing how to choose a product that is actually going to sell before you create anything. And once I figured this out, honestly, everything changed. I started using this really simple 3-step process, and now every time I follow it or my students follow it, we create products that sell, right? Not just me, for my students too. So if you want this exact same method to work for you, you just need to follow these exact steps, okay? Step number 1, grab a pen and paper or just open the notes app on your phone and write down 5 things people naturally come to you for advice on. You're thinking about the things your friends and family or even your co-workers may ask you about. It could be, how do you run your meetings so well? Or how do you decorate every Christmas on a budget? Or how do you stay consistent with your workouts? You know, that's the type of thing you're thinking of. Now, step 2, you're going to write down another 5 things that you have a real experience in. This doesn't mean you need to be an expert. It just needs to be something that you've actually done. So it could be something in your career, something that you've learned in education, or just a skill that you picked up through life. For example, a skill could be managing clients at work. I did a lot of that in my old 9-to-5. Creating meal plans for your family. Maybe you're really good at organizing parties or projects, whatever it may be. Okay, step 3, write down another 5 things you've personally struggled with. I'm talking about real shit you've overcome, big or small. It could be how you've managed depression or your anxiety. It could be that you've paid off a debt. It could be that you've grown your hair back after postpartum shedding. You know, maybe you got the spark back in your relationship, or you finally got your kids back into a routine after maternity leave or them going to nursery. Whatever it may be, if you figured something out, something that felt hard at the time, it's very likely that there's somebody else out there who wants to learn how, and they'll happily pay to save themselves the struggle, right? And so if you're struggling to come up with something at this point, if you're sitting there thinking, I've got no 5 things, just comment 10 minutes below, because I have a guide that's going to help you figure this out in 10 minutes. All right. So comment 10 mins below and I'll send it over. Okay. But once you've got your list, I want you to open ChatGPT or any AI and paste the prompt that you see on your screen right now. So it says, based on these things, so all your 15 things, give me 10 profitable and authentic digital product ideas that solve hyper-specific problems people would actually pay for, okay? Really important prompt. ChatGPT is going to then give you 10 ideas, and then you can narrow those down with this follow-up prompt, okay? It goes like this. Now help me lock in my top 5 ideas with the most potential to sell based on the following criteria, okay? It solves a hyper-specific problem, it's intriguing, or it has high curiosity. It's offering a tangible but powerful transformation. And ideally, it ties in with health, wealth, relationships, okay? And you're also asking it to explain why it chose them. So you know exactly why the AI has chose it for you. Okay, so most people stop here. They pick a random idea from that list, they create it, and then they wonder why it doesn't sell. And it's not because the idea is bad, it's because they skip the next step that I'm about to show you, which is validating your product. And this is where we check, based on real data, not just AI, that these product ideas will actually sell before you create them. The fastest way to do this is with Everbee, because it shows you exactly how much similar products are making. So Everbee works by analyzing what's selling on Etsy. And now, if you know me at all, you've watched all of my videos teaching you how to sell digital products, you will know I do not recommend that you sell on Etsy. Not at all, because you're going to struggle to make money there as a beginner. And I'm going to explain more on this in a sec. But it's still the biggest marketplace for digital products, which makes it the perfect place to research, okay? And that's a game changer, because if a product is already making sales on Etsy, is a clear sign that that product idea has proven demand, okay? People are already searching for it. They're already buying it, so you know that that is going to sell before you create yours. The best part, it's so simple to do, okay? So step one, you're going to the Everbee website, you're signing up, you're downloading the Chrome extension. Step two, you are then opening Etsy, and then you are searching similar products to your idea. They don't have to be identical. They just need to be something that your audience could buy instead of your idea. Okay. And when you're looking through the results, you're not really focusing on pricing, because everything on Etsy is dirt cheap, which is why you're not selling there. You want to focus on the sales numbers. How many sales has that product got? You know, how many baskets is it in? That's what you're focusing on when you're looking through the results. This is the easy way to make sure your product idea has demand before you create anything. And there's a link in the description box below to check out Everbee, okay? Highly recommend. But when it comes to creating your product, I used to think that doing it the old way in Canva was going to be easy. But then I realized when I was stuck on what to write, when I was spending weeks on formatting, when I was having tech issues and just trying to make everything look perfect, I realized that way isn't easy. And then when I started teaching other people how to create their own digital products, I realized that everyone was getting stuck at exactly the same place. They were wasting too much time on creating and never actually finishing their product, so they wasn't ever able to make any money from it. So I built a new way to create digital products in less than 24 hours. And now my students are finishing their products in literally less than a day and focusing on making sales. So I put everything that I learned about creating products in less than a day inside my course. I left the link below in the description, and it gives you a very detailed walkthrough of every step, okay? It's crazy how much value is in it. But to give you a quick peek behind the curtain, because I want to show you today, like the key parts, so you can see how doable this really is. This is the exact steps you're going to follow. First step was coming up with your product idea. We have that. The second step is choosing your format. Now, this is so important, and right now, there are really only 3 formats that are worth creating and selling as a beginner to digital products, okay? Number 1 is a PDF bundle. So important that you don't just create a single PDF. You don't want a single workbook or a single planner or a single gardening guide. You know, that's not gonna work. We're talking at least 3 to 5 different connected PDFs that work together to form like a toolkit or a bundle that solves a very specific problem for your audience. Second one is a masterclass. These are standalone masterclasses. They are so much easier than creating a full course. You could put them together quickly. You can do it faceless. And I literally show you inside the course how to create it with your own AI avatars and influence, so you can deliver the masterclass without anyone even knowing it's you. Super simple, great format. And the third one is to create a mini app. Now, you can create these in sites like Lovable. They replace your old checklists and trackers and planners, journals that are not selling anymore. These are way more interactive. They're way more fun for your customers. They feel premium, so you can charge more, and they can be built super quickly without any coding skills, all right? So now we're moving on to the next step, which is to find the right AI platforms to create your products in. And here are some of my favorites. Claude and Google Gemini for PDF bundles, Gamma AI for creating all of your masterclass content. I'm talking about slides created in 5 minutes. And I'm already mentioned Lovable, creating those mini apps in just a few minutes. Google AI Studio works really well as well, okay? Check those out. I'm leaving links in the description box and let me know the comments below. Have you tried any? What ones do you need help with? And so now that your new digital product is basically created in less than a day, the next step is deciding on where you're going to sell it. Please pay close attention here, because if you don't choose the right place to sell, you would have gone through the trouble of creating a digital product for nothing, okay? Because no one can buy it from you. And it actually reminds me of the part in my journey that I got so wrong, right? I first started selling on Etsy, and at first it was great. I made a good amount of money, a lot of money, about 17K, right? But then I realized that my products were being copied and my competitors were like slashing the prices of their product. So something that I was originally charging $25 for, I end up having to charge $2 because everything just went so cheap and the algorithm was messed up. I was having to create products every day and it was absolutely awful. So believe me when I say don't start on Etsy, and if you want to avoid that headache, I highly recommend creating your own platform to sell your digital products. The really good thing about this is that not only does AI make it possible to create your products quickly, but you can also create the site that you sell them on in less than 10 minutes using Hostinger's AI website builder. Okay, so how do you actually set this up? It's super simple. Click the link below. It'll take you directly to this page. Now, definitely try and sign up for the business plan, especially if you can still grab the Black Friday offer. And the reason I recommend this plan is that it's only $1 more a month, but you can see that you get all of these extra AI features that make all the difference, and it's going to allow you to create your website in less than 10 minutes. Now, in the next step, you can get an even sweeter discount if you just type the code Rochelle. So make sure you do that. You can save money and save those coins, right? And if it's your first time using Hostinger, you'll actually get a free domain included with your plan, which is amazing because you normally have to pay extra for that. And Hostinger will guide you through setting that up automatically. But once it's done, you can go straight to the AI website builder. And you can see in this example, all you need to do is add a few simple details, your brand name, a short description, and it will automatically create your entire website for you using AI. And from there, you can tweak anything you like using the drag and drop builder. You can change the images, the colors, you can even add videos. So that's really, really good. Now, I want to talk about some of my favorite AI features inside Hostinger. You've got the AI blog creator, and this is going to come in handy when I show you the no social media way to sell and promote your products in the next step. So make sure you keep watching for that. And if you want to add things like your own logo or even have AI write your actual website content, you can do that super easily with Hostinger's AI logo creator and AI writer tool, okay? I absolutely love Hostinger to build out my websites to sell my digital products. It's really simple, it's really quick. I never have to worry about a web developer, and I don't have to use social media to promote it. So there's a link in the description and you can use the code Rochelle to get you 10% off, okay? But there's one last thing that you need to do, and it's going to make the biggest difference between having a great digital product that makes you no money and no sales and a great digital product that actually makes you sales, specifically your first $500, right? That's what we're focused on. And that is, people need to know your product actually exists. And so to do that, you need traffic. Because the truth is, even if you've got a great product sitting on your website, if no one knows about it, there's no way for them to buy it. And so when you're focusing on actually making money from this thing, there are 2 ways that you can get people to know about your product and get to your product page so they can actually purchase. Now, option 1 is to pay a platform to send people to your product, okay? This is essentially what ads are. Okay, ads get a bad reputation, but you're just paying for people to see your product. Option 2, you post your own free content that sends people to your product. This is called organic marketing. So how do you choose which route to take? Well, it's quite simple. If you have money to invest, you don't have a lot of time to create your own content, then you go the ads route. But if you don't have much money to invest, or you want to do this for free, and you have more time to work on actually making your content, then you need to go the organic route. And so before I show you how you can post free content that sells, I want to just give you the quick steps to follow if you're planning to run ads, all right? Because no one really teaches this, especially not for free. Okay, so step one is to choose your platform. Do you want to go for Meta, which covers Instagram and Facebook, or do you want to go for Pinterest? Now, I've tried both work. That said, Pinterest currently has way less competition than Meta. So if you're just starting out, that might be the best place for you. And then step number 2, you need to create your actual visual. This is the image or the video that people will see that makes them want to click onto your product website, okay? And then step number 3, you're going to set your daily budget. You're going to decide how much you want to spend each day. I really recommend starting out something small, like $5 a day, less than the price of a coffee, just to test how your ad performs, all right? You just want to see if this is going to work for you. Step 4, you then need to choose your targeting. This is where you tell the platform who you want to show your ad to. Now, Meta has something called Advantage Plus, which basically uses AI to automatically find people that are most likely to buy from you. And Pinterest has a similar feature called Pinterest Performance, which pretty much does a very similar thing. I recommend you start with these automated options. Trust the platform to find your audience. You need to run your ad for at least 2 weeks before deciding whether to stop or change it, okay? And that means that you should be willing to invest at least $70 for the algorithm to properly learn and optimize to your audience. And that is the fastest way to get to your first $500 in profit, okay? Through ads. It's the fastest. But what if you don't have $70 to invest and you just want to post free content that's going to bring you in sales, but you're not necessarily fussed about posting on social media? Well, you're going to want to follow my soft funnel framework, okay? And this is how you're going to do it. The S stands for search first platforms. Now, we are not focusing on Instagram or TikTok. Instead, we are focusing on platforms like Pinterest and YouTube, where people are already searching for what you teach. So the content keeps working long after you've posted it because people are searching for it. If you pair that with your hosting a blog, you'll build trust, you're going to be able to rank in those search, and then you can sell directly from your hosting a site, okay? Now, the O stands for offering a freebie or a mini product, something that connects directly to your main digital product and gives your audience a quick win. The whole point of this is to build trust, attract the right audience, and build your email list, because F stands for follow up with email. And this is where most of your sales actually happen. I actually have a video breaking down exactly how you can make 7K a month just through email. So check that out. The link is below. Last one is T, which is you turn your emails, you turn the people that you're emailing into customers, okay? By nurturing them with value over time. Remember I said the ads is the fastest, organic can take some time, so you need to keep nurturing. And when I started using Pinterest in particular, I 10 times my digital product sales, okay? But here's the thing, it's one thing to just open a Pinterest account, it's another thing to actually use it to get clicks, to get traffic, and to get sales, all right? And so T is for when you turn the leads, the people that are downloading your freebie, into actual customers. This can happen quickly within my 6 email framework, all in the video below, or it can take a little bit longer. Like I said, ads is the quickest way. Organic content is free, but it may take longer. So it's all about your mindset. It's all about staying consistent and managing your expectations. Now, my soft funnel strategy is built on evergreen content, right? That means that you don't have to constantly post, constantly be burned out, or be relying on platforms like Etsy. But when I added in Pinterest in particular, I 10 times my digital product sales. So if you want to copy my exact strategy, watch the video on your screen right now where I break it all down. I'll see you there.